What up, tool? Come on in, come on in. Now, what I'm making tonight is fried capellini. And guess what? I'm not just making it New York style, I'm making it African American style. That's because it's traditionally an Italian dish, very popular with Italians in Italy. Now, you're going to start off with a my I'm sorry about the camera shaking. Finally got a tripod. I got this. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. I got this tripod. Horrible, horrible. Didn't come with no instructions. It came with a remote, but I'm unable to, link it to my phone, so it's basically just a useless tripod. But anyway, back to the pasta. Okay, so they like to use traditionally angel hair pasta or thin spaghetti. So I'm starting with thin spaghetti. I got this from the Dollar Tree, $1.25. That's over a pound because it's 20 ounces. And we all know what? 16 ounces make a pound. So not bad for $1.25. Okay, so I boiled the pasta. I let it cool down. Okay. You want to let it cool down, not I wouldn't say room temperature. You want to let it sit in your fridge or in your freezer for about an hour or so. Now, I tossed a little bit of olive oil into it. The olive oil helps to keep the pasta separate. So I gave it a toss. Then I have some ricotta. So this ricotta I got from my local stores, like $1 and change. And I seasoned it because I like to season my um my food. And when I make like lasagnas and things like that, I like it to be seasoned. So I added an egg and some seasonings like onion powder, crushed red pepper, a little bit of Old Bay, because my version of this recipe is, of course, a what? Seafood recipe. Okay, so I have my egg mixed with the ricotta and the seasoning just to show you one more again. Okay, over here I have my egg wash, which is a milk and a little bit of egg, and then I used a little bit of the Italian breadcrumbs, and I mixed it with panko. So I have my mixture of breadcrumbs right over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this ricotta mix into the spaghetti. And I wanted to show you too. Mine is a seafood recipe. So what I did was I took some olive oil, a little bit of peppers and onions, and about a tablespoon of this butter. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to hold it. The tripod don't even make it no better. I'm trying to hold the tripod and make sure you can see better than bouillon lobster base. I put some of that in there, and I cooked down the onions and the peppers, and then I added my seafood, which consisted of some residual shrimp and scallops that I had sitting in the refrigerator. I didn't want them to go bad, so I said throw it in the recipe. I also put a little bit of canned crab meat in there. I had bought this crab meat is about $3.49 for the white crab meat. So I'm going to mix all of this together. So that includes the seafood mix, the ricotta into the bowl, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I have here my oil that I'm going to heat up in this pan. Hopefully you can see that. And this is what the final product of the mixture for our fried capellini seafood fried capellinis looking like. Now you see that we have a lot of let me see if I could make this light brighter. Mm-mm. Uh-oh. I think it'll went dead over there. Oh, okay. Mm. Okay, so this is what the fried capellini mixture is looking like. I'm trying to give you the best view because I don't have a light on this tripod that's working right now. And then in addition to that, I have a bootleg Android, like some no name shit, you know. So I can't even operate the light, but this is what it's looking like. As you can see, when you mix it up, the mixture very well, you'll have a change in the color of your pasta because you'll get all those spices incorporated and mixed in, and seafood if you decide to use seafood. You know, some people they like Italians, they like to put peas in there. Now you can form this any way that you want to. You can form it in balls, which they call arancini balls, or you can form it into patties, like using a container like this, something like this size. Or like even if you have an old tuna fish can, you know, wash it out real good and you can form it in there, and then you dip it into your egg mixture and your breadcrumbs, and you're just going to fry it. So that's where I'm at with this process, and I'll get back to you once I show you one, how I formed it and then how I fried it. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully, you know, you got some kind of light that you can see. I'm trying to see, can I make it brighter? I don't know if that helps or not. Let me try again. But I forgot to tell you off camera. Uh-oh, got my fat belly. It's sticking out. Oh boy. Okay. I have my gloves on. I washed my hands and I have my gloves on because it's kind of messy, you know. Now, what I didn't show you and I forgot was a lot of people, a lot of Italians, you know, they add cheese. So we have cheese right here, which I added, which is mozzarella to the mix. Just to show you one more again, this is the mix. And why it's important to let your pasta cool off in the refrigerator is so you can form it, you know? Now this is, let me see if I can, this is my patty. You see that? You see the peppers, you see the seasoning, you see the ricotta and the mozzarella, the seafood mix I have in there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is dip it into the egg. Dip it into the egg. Give it a little swirl. Now, let me share something with you. This is my first time making this recipe, but it's not my first time having the recipe. The first time I tried this recipe, I mean, this this item, this food item, fried capellini. I was calling it fried spaghetti at the place that first put me onto it. This spot in Elmont, New York. It's in Long Island by Queens, right down the block from Queens. Um, they had fried capellini. I was like, what is that? You know, what is that? They was like, because to me it looked like fried spaghetti, but they were like, oh, this is a fried capellini. I said, okay. So I had it, and I was just really amazed with just the flavor profiles that came through. But King Umberto's, they don't use seafood. They just use the pasta and maybe, I'm guessing from tasting the food, maybe heavy cream and different cheeses, maybe like Asiago in addition to the ricotta and mozzarella. I don't know, but that's what I speculate from their food, the way it's tasting. Okay, see now here's my patty. I have it with the breadcrumbs. The longer you let it sit in the refrigerator, the more it's gonna stay together. You know, and the better it's gonna come out. But we're gonna give it a try. Make it do what it do, baby. Ooh, that oil is hot. Okay, we got that frying. I tried working with the gloves. It's just not feasible for me to do so. So I'm guessing you're gonna let that cook down for maybe three, 3 to 4 minutes. Look for it to get brown on the edges. I'm monitoring it as I'm forming my patty. And another thing I learned uh, about this recipe, because I Googled it. You know, even though it is an Italian recipe, a lot of people do not seem to, make it, or not a lot of videos on fried capellini on YouTube. But I was lucky enough to find this guy, Mikey Gumbia, I think his name is. And he was, with his recipe and his directions, it was able to, get me in the right direction of how to try to attempt to make it like King Umberto. New York style, African American style. I'm a black chick up in here trying to cook some Italian style food. But you need to break down your pasta when you cooking your pasta. If you can, when you're boiling it, you want to break it into threes. Because then you're still going to have to cut it down more so that you'll be able to shape it and form it. Okay, like when I say, let me give you a prime example. This is like, to me, this is like the perfect size. Any one of these pieces is like the perfect size for you to have your pasta cut down to. That's a breadcrumb. Don't worry about that. you know, this is the size you're looking for. So let's give it a comparison. Scale it. Okay, so we're going to scale that. So you see my pinky? You want it like that first digit or whatever in the pinky, a little bit around that size seems to be the perfect size to handle the pasta so you can be able to work with it and form it into balls. Arracine, you know. Now, this is, like I said, this is my first time making this recipe. It's not my first time having this recipe, but it is my first time making it. So we're going to, see what it do together. Now, this looks brown on the edges, so I'm going to just attempt to flip this over without burning myself. Ooh, child. All right, look at that. Oh, it, yes. Nice and golden brown, honey, just the way we like it. Okay. So, turn this one over. This one is not as brown as I like it, but after this one cooks more, I'm going to give it a taste. And then I'm going to hope that you like, share, and subscribe. And that you give this recipe a try. And if you don't want to make it yourself, Google capellini, fried capellini. I think it's CAPPELINI or something like that. But I'll try to leave a link in the description box for the man that gave me the fundamentals of how to make a fried capellini. I'll try to leave his video link in the description box. But if you can find you a restaurant, if you don't want to try this yourself, find you a restaurant that sells fried capellini. You'll thank me later. I had someone visit me from down south, from South Carolina, a few months back. And let me tell you, I took her to this place because it's sort of like a New York institution. I think this restaurant, King Umberto, has been around since like 1960 something in Long Island. And they have a following, and this fried capellini That's what they known for. I mean, all their food is good, but the fried capellini, that right there, that's exceptional. So a lot of people, follow them and everything based on that. So find you a restaurant and thank me later that makes fried capellini if you don't want to make your own. Now I'm about to take this one out. This is the first one that I put in. I'm not gonna hold you with all of this forming, and frying. It's just to give you the gist of it. Now you can add whatever spices that you like. You can add seafood, you can add vegetables, but traditionally it's just fried pasta with cheese and butter or whatever else they put in there. Okay? But you like I said, you can make this your own, which is what I did. Because I had some seafood in the freezer and I didn't want it to go bad. And this is what it's looking like. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to try to get me a new tripod. You see that? Okay, now let's try to break into it together. Let's do it together. All right, look at that. You see that? That's cheese pull, baby. That's cheese pull. New York style, African American style, baby. Cheese pull. You see that? Your girl don't play. Told you. OG mother hustler. We don't play over here. It's what we do. Alright? So anyway, let me give it a taste. I don't know if you heard that crunch. That's crunch right there. It's good. It's hot. But let me tell you something. I'm not just saying this because this is me and I made this, but I did a damn good job. But never making this before, it's not quite to the level of King Umberto, but it's damn sure close. I taste the cheese. I taste the delicacy of the crab meat. A little bit of the scallops, the ricotta seasoned mix that I put in there. You already saw my cheese pull. You already saw that. Look. I ain't gonna hold you. You see that? That mozzarella. All right, food. Thank you. Come on back.